Maker's Workshop. Today we're going to show part 2 of the video that we had shot at the QC Collab Makerspace in Davenport, Iowa. We had gotten a guided tour by Steve Hamer, the president of the group, and he showed us around the Collab, but the video was so large we had to split it up into 2 parts. Hoping you've seen part 1, so if so, here's part 2. Take a look and see what you think. So how many square feet is in the makerspace?
We've got about 4,000 square feet of space between the 3 or 4 different rooms that we've got. Includes, we've got a little break area. As a matter of fact, we can continue with the tour here. We can't, as is always the case with messes and whatnot, can't get through that particular doorway. But this central area, again, like I say, woodworking equipment mostly. We've got band saws, table saws, radle arm saw, benches for working, drill press and such. So a lot of different things that we get created in here. We got a member right now that's assembling a bunch of furniture and working on it. We're working on our CNC mill project right now. Dave Landcamp is involved in that as well. So this area gets used quite a bit. This is the primary shop area. And like I say, when we first moved into this space, this was actually divvied up into 2 different classrooms. There was a wall right about here where I'm standing, the wall where Dave is standing, and your cameraman is standing. And all carpeted space. We took all the walls out, took all the carpet out to make this more of an industrial shop type area. So we had quite a bit of rehab type work to do on the building to make it suit our needs. In here, this space really hasn't changed much. This is our break room. This was already existing as a break room from the previous tenant. We did take a wall out. There was a wall right about here in a separate office there. We knocked that out, took this back out to the big break space area that it is, but otherwise the tile floor was existing and everything else. Little kitchenette area here where we've got just kitchenette type stuff. We even have a dishwasher. Something I don't have at home, and I got one here. So we have a little cold pop. That's always important for us. And we do occasionally cook a little bit here at the Collab. We've got a popcorn machine. There's always snacks, and of course delivery food around. We've got a microwave and other essentials for keeping hungry hackers going. But that space, for the most part, is pretty much exactly like it was when we moved in. The central room here, we set up, and we've got we just pass through a doorway there. We can close the doors off to kind of keep the dust in that front room. The central room here is more of an electronics hobbyist type space. We try to keep a little cleaner in here, but in here we've got benches and soldering irons and solder stations and work areas. We've got our MakerBot in here, which is our 3D printer, which we create all kinds of fun and crazy and fantastic things on. We've done numerous things in here. I can't even hardly begin to say all the different things that we've created in here. We've got facilities for screen printing. We've done some screen printing on a kite, actually, for a kite project that we put together for the Quad City Kite Festival, which happened last September. Hoping to go back to that again this next September, do something even crazier than what we did.
You were working on a Christmas tree?
We did a Christmas tree in the Quad Cities here. There's an organization called the Festival of Trees. It's actually Quad City Arts Festival of Trees. The Quad City Arts is an organization that supports traveling artists coming through the schools and the communities. And every year as a fundraiser, they put on the Festival of Trees. Prior to Christmas, they have artists and interested people create Christmas trees that are then donated and auctioned, with the proceeds going to the Quad City Arts to support the arts festivals and such. And we created this Christmas tree with electroluminance wire in the ornaments that were all individually wired down to, and again, an Arduino microcontroller that then also had a spectrum shield placed on top of it, which gives us an equalizer functionality. So overall, what happens was you play music. We had an MP3 player connected to the spectrum shield. We played Christmas music through it, and the different bulbs on the trees would light up, kind of like an equalizer in patterns, so to speak, with the music, responding to the music. So that was a big hit. It was actually sold at the festival for $600, which was, oh, I'm sorry, it was actually $300, I think, in fact. Total cost involved was about $600. So
I was going to say, I thought it was twice that.
Yeah, we actually, in a sense, lost money. Of course, it's just a charitable donation, so I mean, as far as ours is concerned, we did our part in helping the charity. They earned a little bit of money off of it. We put a lot of time and effort into it, and it was a lot of fun. It was purchased, in fact, by a gal that writes a column for one of the local newspapers, and she did a very nice column on it. I've been to her house to help her set it up, and she was enthralled with it. Very nice lady. But yeah, that's another project of ours here, the Christmas tree project. We're looking forward to the Festival of Trees again. Have to come up with something more stunning for next year, if that's possible. Besides, I mentioned the MakerBot screen printing area in here. Our bathrooms are behind us in the center area here. We've got a couple of kilns, ceramic kilns on the far side of the room there. We've got a member that's very much involved in ceramic work, and we've got one kiln that we, actually both I guess are in effect donated to us. One was donated from a third party, and the other is one of our members' kilns, the guy that's involved in the ceramic work. And we've done a little bit with the kilns, not a great deal yet. We fired a few pieces that were greenware that was given to us. We've got plans in the future. We're looking forward to making some collab coffee mugs. That's one of our goals. Create a form and a mold and fire and paint and glaze and whatnot. Everybody gets a coffee mug.
There we go.
At some point in time that happens. As usual, again, a mess kind of everywhere you go, and it is the one interesting thing about that is it's not just a mess of garbage or whatever. It's a lot of interesting things. You walk around, and every time I come in here, there's something different. And I walk in and say, "Oh my gosh, what's so and so working on?" In fact, this right here is a robot arm that was donated to us from the Omaha Makerspace, the Omaha Maker Group, OMG. I've got some relatives out in that neck of the woods, and when we go out and visit, we like to try to make a stop by the Maker Group and Omaha Maker Group and see what they're doing. They had several of those robotic arms donated to them from whoever donated to them, and more than they needed, so they share the wealth and they donated to us. We haven't really done much of anything with it yet, but there are some plans in the future to do something with that. Let's continue back. To the left here, we have what we call our library space, I guess. This we left carpeted and just an enclosed office kind of space. Again, we have a whiteboard in here for collaboration and working on things. You'll see actually they've got looks like some programming being laid out there on the whiteboard. This space is, like I say, it's our library space, kind of intended as a quieter space. People come in and do work on a computer, laptop, or whatever. It's been taken over.
By the guy with the helicopter?
It's been taken over by the guy doing the quadcopter project as his overflow workspace, basically. So this isn't its normal configuration, but that's fine as well. Yeah, it's Dave Hinkle, one of our members, our vice president, in fact, is working on a quadcopter project, as are a lot of different folks out there, and he kind of, what do you say, requisitioned the space, I guess, for use for that. So he's got his things going on there. Usually, if it was a little cleaner, in fact, we have a regular Friday night Magic game. Magic the Gathering that a lot of the members play and get together and spend time here in the collab. The back room here we refer to as the blue room for obvious reasons. This was originally painted blue as it is. This is more of a computer lab space for us. You notice we've got computers on the back wall here, or rack with some video and
How many computers are in this space in the collab working?
I couldn't even.
We got probably at least a dozen?
Probably a dozen at least, yeah. Either attached to different machines like the MakerBot or whatnot, or just free running to be used for whatever anybody needs. Like I say, more of a computer lab type space. We actually do a lot of our training and different classes happening back here. We do have a video projector back here that we like to shine. We've got a screen and a whiteboard to work on as you're doing that. And we'll haul a table in here and get a bunch of people sitting around and give a class on Blender software, or the last couple weeks we've been doing some classes on power, basically AC/DC power going from the generation to your wall outlet, and kind of all the steps in between with transforming and whatnot.
You had a class on ham radio?
We've got some involvement with the local ham clubs as well. Recent contacts with the ham clubs has gotten us a couple new members involved. Yes, in the future we're doing some classes for teaching members to get their ham radio licenses. Got several members involved with that, myself included, where we're going to be involved with the ham club. That's a close tie to the kind of things that we do. You know, the ham radio guys are tinkering with electronics and doing a lot of different interesting things, and a lot of what we do ties in very nicely with that. So they've been very enthusiastic members and associates of the collab. As we go forward here, again, this, you know, various things happening around in this space. This back room, off the blue room, when we saw the space and looked at it, we thought this makes a pretty nice little studio space. We have several members that are interested in podcasting and that sort of a thing. So there's a regular podcast that happens Friday nights out of here. 2 and a half beards actually, is the podcast. So this room has been transformed a slight bit. This door was turned around so it swings out instead of swings in. And you notice this wall is painted green.
No.
That is our green screen. We can do chroma key, put different crazy videos and things behind people, and we've got the lighting and the monitors, and there's a fairly regular podcast.
Well, Steve, we're just about out of time here. How would anybody join the group?
Join the group's very simple. Every Saturday we have regular open house hours. Anytime after 1 o'clock, generally there's somebody here and the door is open. You can come in and take a tour, stop by, talk to people. Any member would be happy to give you a tour and show you around and sign you up.
Well, thanks for the tour.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
Check us out at qccollab.com website. We have a mailing list. We also have a Twitter feed, QCCollab, at QCCollab on Twitter as well.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
For more information about the QC Collab, go to www.qccollab.com.